Hey folks, I'm Red, and this is my Watcher of Realms channel. This is a free-to-play series. We're on the main account, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Erlang Shen, who I just got. And I've gotten him upgraded, and he's a really sweet hero. There's been a lot of discussion about why is he a defender, okay? People are like, they're confused by his kit because he does some really good damage, but he's a defender, so he has an extra block, right? But there's something that people are forgetting about defenders that make them different from other units in the game. And to illustrate this, I want to go into a gear raid, specifically gear raid 2, which is where you need defenders. I'm going to go to stage 18, and I'm going to show you the difference between a fighter and a defender. Okay? Now these are two rares, one rare fighter, one rare defender. Pretty much everyone has these. And what I've done is I've given them very similar stats. So you can see they're both promoted to level 2. They're only 3-star, and their stats are very similar. Here we have 23k HP, we have 1.6k defense, and that's really all I'm interested in at the moment. They're in very similar gear. So I've got, his base stats are a bit lower, so I've had to give him some defender gear, but they're both in Asclepius set here. And so, yeah, very similar stats on Dagna, 23k HP, and 1.5k defense. Okay, so slightly less defense here, slightly more defense here, and around the same HP. Neither of them have artifacts. None of their skills have been done. And so just tried to make them as similar as possible. Okay. And what this means is that when I go into this gear raid, I can put them down and we'll see how they take the first hit. Okay. So this is just to illustrate the difference between a fighter and defender. Okay. So here's Dagna. I'll just put her down here. She's going to get hit by these blasts. She's going to lose 3.1k HP every time that hits. Okay, and then she's going to get hit by this guy over here. Okay, now look at the damage. Okay, 9353 is what she gets damaged for. So these guys deal an amount of HP damage. Okay, now let me restart here. And I'll put down Nash, and very similar time. I'll even put him in a little bit later, maybe at 29 cost, and we'll see how he does. Okay. Okay, here we go. And he's going to get the same amount of damage, 3.158. And he's going to get hit by this guy here. And let's take a look at the damage. What's the damage number? 23,726. Okay, so what's the difference here? The difference is that they're a different kind of unit. Okay, defenders have damage reduction built into their specifications. All right, fighters do not. So fighters get hit by the same enemy, they're going to take a lot more damage, no matter whether you have the same stats or not. Okay? If you increase a fighter's defense, they will obviously take a little bit less damage, but you really need things like damage reduction from other heroes in order to get them to survive. That is not the case with someone like Erlang Shen. Okay, so Erlang Shen, because he's a defender, he already has damage mitigation. So he's doing incredible damage, but he can stay alive because he is a defender. Okay, so it's not just the extra block, but someone like Erlang Shen can do some incredible damage because they've got the stats for it. And defenders can hit pretty hard, but because he is specifically a defender, okay, he's a different kind of unit, and he can stand up to enemy attacks because he has damage mitigation built into his kit. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I will be building him and I'm going to try and use him in Gear Raid 3 to try and beat stage 23. We'll see if I'm successful. I'm going to try a slightly different strategy than what I've seen, and we'll see if I can do that. And I definitely need to upgrade Alora in order to make that possible. I don't have any of her exclusive gear, so I'm going to try and get that as well. So stay tuned for a video, but I hope that clears up the confusion about why he's a defender. And it's basically just to give him more survivability. So thanks a lot for watching. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.